Hello, Nyah. How are you?
I'm really good. Really
Good.
good to see you, Anne-Marie.
Good. Thank you. Welcome to the Outlet 10 Discussion podcast. Lots of things actually I want to cover today, but let's start with who are you? Who is Nyah? What are you best known for? I mean, I know what you're best known for, but for people that might not, yeah, who are
What am I
you?
what am I what am I best known for and who am I? Oh, it's a really loaded question. So my name's Naya. I'm formerly a singer-songwriter. Still kind of am. I'm a tech founder. For some people, I'm the girl that used to work at Foot Locker on Oxford Street. So I wear many hats, Anne-Marie. I wear many hats. And I'm also a mum. I have an 8-year-old daughter that is going on 25. And
Mm-hmm.
full zest of the zestiness and the vibes. And yeah, I'm here. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
Nice. Obviously, yeah, as you said, you wear many hats. You must have had some big challenges. Obviously, you've kind of transformed from a singer, really, to an entrepreneur. What would you say is the biggest challenges that you faced and have you overcome them?
Oh my gosh, there are so many. So a lot of people don't know I was actually an entrepreneur before I started singing. I set up my first
Okay.
business before my music, which was called Billionaire Girls Club. I wanted to create a brand and a company that was to empower women.
Mm,
And actually, this is a really good challenge that I came up with. So I had a clothing line, I had a website being built, and this is when websites were not easy to make. This was like real coding, like there was no word
yes.
when I started. Anyway, I printed up 100 tracksuits. I had t-shirts. I'd already sold 100 t-shirts on MySpace, believe it or not.
Oh,
Anyway, I
good
got
old MySpace.
old MySpace. Tom was the guy. Sold 100 t-shirts. They were all numbered as well. I even still know some women that still actually have them, which is quite incredible. So anyway, I sold the t-shirts, and then anyway, I got a cease and desist, man. I got a court order from Pharrell Williams and Jay-Z saying that this is a massive copyright infringement against Billionaire Boys Club, and I needed to stop. And pay them a hefty fine. So that's probably one big challenge that I faced, especially in entrepreneurship, really early on. I had no idea about copyright infringement. I was on the intellectual property register trying to register my logo, and yeah, they
Yeah.
said absolutely not. So yeah, I think it took me about 48 hours to really get over that. I remember having like crying into my laptop, like, what am I going to do? I've got all these hoodies. I don't have any money to pay. I'm just from Harlesden. I'm trading out
Yeah.
my mum's council flat. Like, this is what in the money do they want from me? So anyway, I ended up writing them an affidavit telling them that I didn't have no money. I didn't have any stock and I was not going to do it anymore. And so yeah, literally needed to completely do a pivot in a week to figure out what am I going to do. So I'd already bought all the machinery to print my own clothes, make my own tracksuits. So yeah, I pivoted and then I set up a company called Beans Boutique. So yeah, that was probably one of my earlier challenges. I mean, there's so many more. There's so many.
Yeah.
But that is probably one of my earlier challenges and prove to
My
myself.
God, I felt like crying then. Would have died.
I know. I think part of me did. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I need to go. Do you know what? I'm gonna send you a picture of the t-shirt after, just so you can have a look at what it actually looked like the t-shirts that I was selling at the time. It was a really massive blow. However, there was a massive part of me that was really smiling inside. So I'm like, they know my name.
Well, that's true. Yeah. They know who you are.
They knew
Yeah.
I was. They said stop. But yeah. So yeah, it was a challenge, man. It was a challenge. But entrepreneurship is about challenges. A lot of people feel
Mm,
like, especially now, we're in the Instagram entrepreneur day and age where it's like you can have a business by just having a Instagram page, which is completely free. Back in the day, and I hate to say it like that because it makes me feel so old, but back in the day, it was like registering your company and all these technical things you had to do to really stand out in business. And you still have to do them now, but it's just easier to start and easier to fold in silence. Whereas back then it was a lot.
yeah. Okay. Wow. No, that is good. That is, no, you done well. As I said, I would have cried. I would be like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to find a normal job. So no, that's really good. Really good. What is Tribe?
Try. Where are you from, Marie? If you don't mind me asking, what's your heritage?
So my dad is Ghanaian
Oh, really? Okay.
and my mum is half Ghanaian and half English.
English, okay. Do you know why? Because basically the company's called Tribe, but all Jamaican people called it Tribey, yeah. So
Sorry.
don't say sorry. My partner's mum is there Jamaican and she's Jamaican. Every time she's like, "Did you put it on Tribey?" I'm like, "Moms, moms, moms, moms." It's tribe. It's just a tribe. And then, but since then, I've met a lot of Jamaican people, and when I'm talking to them about it, they all say tribey. So yeah, basically, you might be a little bit. If you've done your ancestry, you must have Jamaican in you somewhere, Anne Marie.
Do you know what? I won't lie to you. Most people do say they're like, "Oh, you're from the Caribbean," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not. Yep, I'm not. I'm not."
So yeah, so I don't even remember the question now because I just went onto a tangent about tribey. You said,
Sorry.
what is
What is
tribe?
tribe?
So Tribe was born 2 years after my daughter out of frustration of not having a central hub of information about my little one. I felt like before she was born, I was really ready to have a child. I thought this is going to be easy. I've been an entrepreneur my
Mm,
whole life. I've toured flipping the country. I've done everything on my own. I've worked all night on projects. I've stayed up all night printing people's t-shirt orders. I've done it all. So having her, I wasn't scared at all. Then she arrived and I was like, is going on here? This is insane. And I just felt this overwhelming feeling of having to know everything, having to be everyone, having to answer all the questions, having to organize, plan, forward think. And just even the smallest of tasks became really, really, really tiring for me and her dad. And before that, we
mm,
communicated really well. I was just so confused about what is the why am I feeling like this? And he's chopping the carrot sticks in circles and the cucumbers in circles, and I'm like, hey, we do sticks around here. Like it just felt very
yeah.
like I don't know, like it was a little bit team takeover for me, but then at the same time, I didn't want to be team takeover. I wanted us to share the responsibility. So
Mm,
Tribe was born out of that frustration because I thought if I could have my daughter and leave my business in the hands of my staff and have it run by itself without me physically being there, why could it not be the same with my daughter? And I kind of
yeah.
realized in that moment that we just lacked a system. There's no central hub, there's no central place of information. Everything is stored in mum's head.
Mm,
It's invisible, but it's all stored. When the doctor's
yeah.
appointments are, the NHS number, red book, whatever it's called, that they want you to know about all these different things, appointments, what nursery is she going to, what school is she going to, what shoe size is she, what are her
Mm,
dietary requirements, what does she like, what does she not like, what's she into, when it's birthdays, as mum, what should we get? It just really felt like a lot. So Tribe was born out of that, and it was just me really searching for parent solutions. And now that we've evolved, it is definitely serving as a parent solution, but also serving as almost like an inspiration for people to be able to lock into what might be their weaknesses and be fulfilled in an area to help them continue so that they can show up for their kids.
oh, I love that. So you never read any baby books?
Not a good reader, man. I'm not a good reader. I didn't read any baby books. I told you, Anne Marie, I thought I knew it all. I thought I've run a business.
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to raise a kid. This is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that, it's
yeah.
not going to be that difficult. And it really, really was.
Was,
So no,
yeah.
I didn't read much baby books. I really just went at it. And I
Which is good. See, I'm the same as you. You know, when people are like, oh, research, da 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 da. But I'd rather just go straight in.
Yes, and all the mums groups and stuff, it just wasn't like I've got
Yeah.
nothing against them, but that weren't my bag. Like me going to hang out with 20 other babies and 20 mums and talk about the green snot comparisons and all of these things that just gave me
Yeah, no,
nightmares.
it's
So I
not.
just stayed away.
Yeah.
Um, and even so, it's like having a go into a group is great and being around people that are suffering is great, but I don't want to suffer. I want a solution.
Sure.
I'm a very solution-based person. So it's like, yes, you're all going to complain. Everyone's complaining about the same thing, but what do we do here? Like, what is the
Yeah.
answer? Like, how do we bridge the gap so that this isn't a problem and we actually, like you got AI writing you letters and flipping defending court cases right now. Why can't someone, what's going on with me and my kid? Why doesn't,
Mm.
why isn't there a solution?
No, yeah,
So
I
yeah,
get it.
that's basically where I was at with it.
So another one, again, of your many hats is tech. What made you want to explore tech?
So it was by default, to be
Mm,
really honest. Like I'm what they call a non-technical founder. So I don't have a tech background. I didn't study tech. I can talk loosely about it now because I'm 4 years into the conversations with app developers and I have a tech team. But it's just by default, the solution was tech because that's where we're at the moment. In the day and age that we're in, it's like if this was maybe 20 years ago, maybe I would have been thinking about doing, I don't know, a book or a diary or something that mums could carry around with them. Whereas now I just came across the realization that everything is in your phone. Everything is in your phone. You're paying
it
on your
is.
phone, your ID. I've been ID'd and not had ID, and they're like, well, have you got a picture on your phone? So
Yeah.
it just kind of felt like, what is going to be the easiest thing that everybody has, that everybody can connect into? And like, tribe is for mums and dads, but it's also for the caregivers of your children. So it's
Mm,
anybody that has anything to do with your children. Like, I have godparents on my tribe. I have the grandparents on my tribe. I have aunties. You know, anybody that is interested in the progress of my daughter and anyone that looks after her, they can all tap in from anywhere in the world, and they're going to be able to see exactly what she's doing, and it's safe. You know, like, I saw online one time that Mark Zuckerberg don't put his kids on Facebook or on the internet ever. Not even at this. There's not even an earlobe. There's no earlobe, nothing. And it made me think to myself, but why ain't this man putting his kids on the internet? There must be a reason. And
yeah.
I have put my kid on the internet. So listen, Kizzy's a part of my advertising package. She's
Yeah, of course.
on the internet. However, there are certain things that I want to share that are not for the internet.
Yes.
And I feel like that's another aspect of tribe that fulfilled me, because it's like, yeah, I can put her silly pictures up, and when she's running around in the garden in her bikini, or maybe when she was younger, just in her knickers, like, I can do those things because I've safeguarded her, because it's only
Yes.
people that I would allow in my house that would look in a physical photo album in my house that
Of
I would
course.
see this stuff. And I think that on socials, we've forgotten that. It's everything. It's everything. Let's just put everything up. Everything. Do you remember back in the day on Facebook when you just used to upload a folder full of pictures? It would just be like, you'll take pictures with your
Yes.
camera and
Whoever's
upload
party.
100.
Yeah.
No recce. There's no recce. Just
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's kind of like another one of my, my pain points, that I feel like tribe solves that for me.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, again, you've got so many things going on, business wise, career wise. Do you ever feel like you get that mum guilt, would you say?
Absolutely. I don't think anyone can avoid mum guilt. I mean,
Mm,
I'm a mum that says, go to your nan's. Go, go. And then I'm like, is she okay? And then I'm on the phone like, you haven't called me today. Do you not miss your mum? And then I'm like, right, it's home time now. And then she'll walk in that door and it'll be 10 minutes and I'll be like, go, okay, go.
yeah,
However, I feel like part of part of me, and part of my, even one of my like real important things about tribe, is having mums and even dads as well, making sure that you carve out time for yourselves. There's always going to be some type of guilt, even if you didn't have children, right, and you're just an entrepreneur. There's always guilt, because there are things that I've missed over the years with my godchildren, my nieces, my nephews, my cousins. There's a lot of family things that sometimes my business has taken precedence, and
mm,
I've had to sacrifice that for this. And it's kind of similar when you have a child, because it's like, I still want to do something fulfilling for me, which means I can't be there for me in, like, for instance, the few weeks ago I done Red Bull Culture Clash, and it was a lot. I had to prepare, I had to rehearse. There was a lot of things that went into it the week before. I was at the studio, then I'm at rehearsals, I'm sorting out my hair, my makeup. So there was a lot of time that Kizzy didn't get my one-on-one attention, because mummy's busy. When I'm on that stage, you ain't there, babes. It's me.
yeah,
It's just me.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I enjoy it so much that it's like, okay, it's a necessary sacrifice. And you know what? By demonstrating that mummy still carves out time for me, then she will make sure she always carves out time for herself. And I think that that is
100%.
the lesson in it for me. And that's what helps with the mum guilt. I mean, I went to Ghana the other week. I took 3 mums for Mother's Day. Okay, 3 business mums of mine. They're 3 friends of mine, and they all run their own businesses. We all share the same angst of running online companies and blah, 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 blah. So I designed a retreat, took them away, and I'd done it on Mother's Day, because on Mother's Day, we still don't get to rest.
Yeah, yeah, things are
How
still
many
going
times
on.
it comes and go where you'll wake up, you might get, depending on how old your kids are, or if you've got a partner, husband, whatever, you get a little coffee in the morning, maybe a little bit of breakfast, and you're sitting there, and then it gets to like halfway through the day, and you're looking at the dishes piling up, you're looking at the wash that still needs to get done. Take today off, yeah, if you want, but come Monday or the next day, whenever the Mother's Day's over, you just got double the amount of work to do.
Mount.
And it's not a real rest, it's fake. So anyway, I've convinced them to go, and we done like a retreat over there. We all ran different workshops, and it was a real moment to reflect. It was a moment to, pay homage to what we're building as individuals, but also understand that the kids love you and they miss you. But the most important thing is, like, they can really rate what you're doing, because by
Mm,
you not physically being there, when every single one of those mums went home, it was like euphoria. I miss my kids. I love them. And their children were like appreciative of, wow, is that what it's like when you're not here? You
hey,
know,
yeah, of course.
it's just really, really, really important. And it's empowering as well. Like, before you have children, you are a person. It's just you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you. And then all of a sudden you have kids and it's like, oh, it's all about them. And it's like, yeah, there's a massive portion that is definitely about them, but don't forget yourself. And it's really tough, especially women that have more than one child. It's like, I feel like you have a child and you go down to 75 and then you have another one and maybe you're at 50. And then you have another
Mm,
one and you're like, girl, 25.
5.
Don't
Yeah.
talk to me about the ones that have 4 and more. I don't know how you have anything for yourself, but
Yeah.
there's no preserve or there's just no design that says, okay, cool, this is how we're going to deal with mums when they've given birth. It's a massive thing. Your body changes, your temperament changes, your patience changes. You never sleep properly ever again. Nobody explains that to you. It's like the light
Mm,
sleepness just comes out of nowhere and it's like, so like none of that is explained. And I feel like there's a lack. The first 4 years of a child being born, there's a lack of care for mums that should be an extra thing that's not even about them being mums. It's about them regaining their own strength and regaining their own power and being able to step out knowing that I can still be me if I want to.
yeah.
Some mums are happy to mum. That's their purpose. They love it
Yes. Yeah,
all
yeah,
day.
yeah.
And I respect it. But there's some mums that are like, nah, I still got a little itch.
Yeah.
I still want to do something. And that's okay too.
Yeah. Yeah. We all still have a purpose, as you said, whether you got kids or not. I'm being nosy. Where did you go to in Ghana?
I went to Accra. I stayed in cantonments. It was
Nice.
my 5th trip, so I absolutely adore your country. I remember you saying that you're Ghanaian. It was beautiful. And every time I've been, I've come home with something different, and I feel like
Okay.
I'm West Indian, so my mum's English, but my dad's Jamaican. So I go to Jamaica every other year. My husband, he's fully Jamaican, so I'm a real Jamaican girl. However, when you sleep in Ghana, the sleep that I get there, I've never experienced anywhere else ever. And I don't know if
Wow.
it's something to do with like one of my friends was like, it's the ancestors, man, it's the ancestors, it's the ancestors. But there's something so beautiful about being on the continent and understanding that possibly this is where it all started and this is where we're actually meant to be. Like I would love
Mm,
to bring my daughter to Ghana. That would be my one of my next maybe 2 trips down the line because I really enjoy my
yes.
time. But I feel like it's just really important. And the fact that everyone's just black, and it may sound so weird to say, but it's like everyone is black in the hospitals, just everywhere. It's just everywhere. It's just everywhere. You can be
Mm,
anything you want because you can see everyone in every single position over there. It's really different in the UK. You go to the hospitals, it's like, hello, anyone look like me? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah,
Good
I loved it.
time. Moving on, I want to talk about passion projects.
Mhm.
Again, how do you, obviously, we've all got passion, there's all projects. And again, how are you mixing it again with running all these other businesses?
For me, I would say my passion project is definitely my music.
Mm,
At the moment. I released 2009, which is when I had my most busiest periods, probably for about 5 years. And then since then, I haven't really made much waves. And I think that the industry has changed so much that it comes with such an overbearing desire for people to make a return on investment on you that exploring music in a professional setting for me is just it's too much pressure. You know,
mm.
so for me, music is my passion project. I've been, no, 3 times I've gone to Ghana and I've recorded music there. I've got a project coming out. I actually recorded it in Ghana. Forgot to mention.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's my passion. I'm not chasing TikTok dance moves. I'm not trying to do a massive press tour and whatever. But being in the studio is my sweet spot. I really, really enjoy it. I still enjoy performing today. Like as I said, I've done Red Bull Culture Clash and it was at
Yeah.
I jumped on I was going to Garage Nation the other day and AG, have you heard of AG, the DJ? He's got like a online TikTok.
Okay.
I'll send you his thing. He's basically everyone on their mum's been on there. Even Tidra Moses was on there the other day. Everyone has been.
Yes, I did see that.
Yes, and he has been on me for months. Like, please, 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 please. And I'm just like, yeah, it's
No,
cold.
you have
I
to.
was like, oh, it's freezing. I was no, but I'm like, oh, it's cold. It's winter. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Really? Anyway, we're going to Garage Nation. With a friend of mine, Kyla, and her husband rang and was like, oh, because they invited
She
me.
was on it.
Well, she was on it. So I know her and her
Yes.
husband. So her husband called to invite me and my husband to go Garage Nation with them. So we were going anyway. So he called me. He's like, you know, you're coming Garage Nation tonight. I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, AG really wants you to jump on. I was like, oh, I thought we was just having a night off, P. Like, because I
Yeah.
only ever see them when we're working. Anyway, he said, well, Kyla's doing it. I said, okay, all right, if Kyla's doing it, I'll do it. So I jumped on. And again, it's just really gratifying to be able to perform a song I wrote. I wrote the song in my car, like literally. And then years and years later, I'm performing. People are still singing, and I get, yeah, it's just a lot of feedback. So it's soul soothing, you know. It's not. I don't feel like you can make money in music somewhere down the line.
Mm.
But for me, that's not the driving factor. For me, it definitely is a passion project. So yeah, I've got a new single coming. I've got to pick the date. I think it's going to come up probably in about 3 weeks. It's called My Power. And yeah, I'm able to use music as a form of expression and what I'm feeling at the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a massive shift in where I've been. And the shift for me is understanding that everything that I desire is inside of me. It doesn't come from validation from anywhere else. And I
Mm.
think after you give birth and your body changes and you just kind of don't feel that sexiness anymore. You just feel mumsy. Like, I don't know if that's the right
Mm.
way to explain it, but you just do. But there's a way out from that. There is a way out. And that is the first step, is just accepting that, do you know what? I love me for me. And I'm
Mm.
going to be everything that I want to be because I actually accept myself. And I'm not waiting for someone else to say, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, this was coming to my next question. As you said, okay, feeling mumsy. Do you think there is a way? I know you said before, it is kind of, a child then becomes your priority. It's not part of, what you were solely doing before. There is somebody else that you've got to look for, but, look after in a way. Do you think parents can reclaim their individuality back, or are you mumsy for life?
No. I think it's a very loaded question because mumsy, I think means different things to different people. You
Mm,
know, like when I think mumsy, I'm thinking floral, nightgown, head wrap, face
yes.
mask,
Flask, yeah.
early night.
Cup of tea.
Like, I got my cup of tea now. Do you know what I mean? Very much, maybe a digestive biscuit if you're
Yep.
lucky. Early
Yep.
night, and yeah. So that's my interpretation of mumsy. And I think that no, I don't think. I think that's a really old school stereotype. You know,
Mm,
I think that you can be whoever you want to be, and you're gonna set the tone to be whoever you want to be. Like, my daughter doesn't know my real age. She thinks I'm 27 years old. I hope she doesn't listen to this. She's 7. She thinks I'm 27. She
you
thinks
can
anything
keep
older
it
than
like that. That's not a problem.
she thinks anything older than 27 is old. When I told
Mm,
her, when I said something about 40 years old, she said, 40? That's near the end, mummy. I said, near the end of what? She said, near the end of life.
yeah.
No, it's not near the end of life. Relax, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just think, it's down to the individual and what work they're willing to put into themselves. Like, there's mind, body, and soul, and there's a massive spotlight on the way people look at the moment, and we're in the BBL era and the lipo era and the mummy makeover and then filler, the lips, that all of the above. Whatever makes you happy, you should
Mm,
walk towards. But there's a massive part of healing that needs to happen on the inside. And
yeah.
that comes through whatever that looks like for you. It could be religion, could be meditation, it could be like, getting still, doing yoga. Like, there's so many different things that you need to be able to work on in order to step out of that stereotype. It's not just one thing. And sometimes I know, like, I would get a lot of women on Instagram or message me like, but how do you look like that? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
Mm,
it's not the way I look, babes. It's the way I feel. And the way
yeah.
I feel comes out in the way that I look. It's not the other way around, because you can chase the quick fix just to look like this industry standard that you're meant to look like. And it doesn't exist.
No.
It doesn't exist. One minute they want you to have the big, big, big bum. Next minute they want you to be skinny as a rake. They want you to have big lips. Now they don't want you to have any lips. Oh, now I saw on TikTok, there's a trend where they're saying eyelashes ain't it. Take the lashes off. We're going back
Get
to
rid.
it's like, you're going to be chasing something forever. But if you work on your inside first and work on what is making you actually happy on the inside and
Mm,
travel towards that, I think that is what will lose the mumsy. I think that is what it is. I think sometimes we just get super comfortable. Like, I've seen my own mum get comfortable. I remember growing up and my mum was a woman that was in a gym. She was going fitness center. I don't know what this woman was doing, but I remember her in a blue cycling shorts and she would be going fitness center doing, well, like them old school aerobics type classes. She'll be doing that twice a week, standard. And then it got to a period of time she just stopped.
mm,
You just said no, I'm not doing it anymore. you know? So there has to be a decision for self to say, yeah, no, I am not tapping out of this. I'm tapping in, and I'm going to make sure that there's time for my mind, body, and spirit from now until the end of never, because this is the vehicle that we've been given. So in order to get the best out of it, we have to look after it. It's like driving a car and never getting an MOT.
Yep. 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 Yep.
You're not going to put no fuel in. You're just going to
Yeah.
ride. Like, doesn't make sense. But life is so fast paced that as a mum, things just, you prioritize things over yourself. And that's why I always go back to the fact of, before we encourage mums to do stuff like get a job or whatever it is, that it has to start with yourself first. You have to want to do it. And I think that's
I
the difference.
Yeah, I was going to say I agree because you mentioned work-wise. I always think that there is that pressure. You've got to go back to work. You've got to, what you see on socials, is another thing. So yeah, I do understand, mum's trying to navigate, like, what am I doing first? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think the setup is all wrong. The setup is, oh, get back to work and get back to life. It's not.
Yes,
Your life, that life's over. Now you need to focus on, in my opinion, is working out, what does my new life look like?
yes.
How do I want it to look? Like when Kizzy was born, I remember I'd done a parenting vision board. So I had a vision board before, maybe must be like 20 years ago now. And then
Mm,
I thought, if I'm having a child, the life's going to look different. And I sat down and I worked out what I wanted my life to look like with my daughter. What do I want to show her? What do I want to teach her? Who do I want to be? What do I want her to access out of my journey? And by doing that, it gave me an understanding of the things, the non-negotiables. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember her being born and thinking as far ahead as, when it's sports day, I need to breeze out all these other parents. There's no way I cannot lose. Yeah. And I'm an older mom. Yeah. I had
yeah,
when I was 34. So I'm thinking, I need to start training now, today.
yeah.
I need to figure that out today. And she had her sports day and I won. And it was like,
Good. Yeah.
will I engage in another sports day, Anne Marie? I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
I
No,
think
that's fine. Look,
I
you've
think I've
won.
won. I don't think I want
That's
to
the
lose.
main thing.
I don't lose it. But there has to be a vision for what you want it to be like. Like, you can't just leave it to chance. And I think that this goes back to me talking about, remember when I was talking about the business and blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Businesses have a plan.
Yeah, yeah,
When you're running your podcast, there's a structure, there's a means to an end. I've got to do A, B, C, D, and then it's going to get me to here. With parenting, I don't feel like like that is discussed. It's like, just go at it.
do it.
Yeah, just go at it. And I
Yeah,
think that with a little bit of tweaking, mums can really step into a version of themselves which serve their children, which serve their family, but most importantly, serves themselves.
mm.
That needs work. That doesn't happen by chance.
Would you say that you ever felt lost? Like,
Oh my,
what am I,
yes, yes, yes. Sorry, yes.
yeah, like, what am I doing next? Yeah.
100%. Do you know what? It's really weird that you say that, because I was sorting out I've got a new server for my company, and I was sorting out files, and then I found this file, and I'm actually going to upload it, and I'm going to tag you in it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to upload it to Tribe, and it's a picture of me. I'm videoing myself, a video of me videoing myself, and I'm talking, and Kizzy's in my arms. She's got a bottle, and I listened to it because this is like maybe 7 years ago now, and I'm listening to it, and I'm talking about, I'm tired, I'm fatigued, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm lost, I didn't feel like anything at that moment.
Mm,
And I'm looking back at myself thinking, babes, you had a child that was under 1. Of course you didn't know yet. Go
yeah.
easy on yourself. And every time I meet a mum, especially when their kids are under 4, I say, relax. Your child's under 4.
Yeah.
The commitment to an under 4, like the commitment of doing everything. Like right now, my daughter can
Mm,
wipe her own bum. Like, that is an achievement. That
yeah.
extra few minutes, like, that I have compared to somebody that's wiping a couple bums, it's like polar opposite. So go
Mm,
easy on yourself in the beginning and use the time to navigate and relearn you and realign
yeah.
your own self. But I 100% felt lost. Sometimes I still feel lost now. It doesn't
Mm,
like, am I doing the right thing? Is this okay? I'm going all the way to Ghana for a week. Is it bad that my daughter's going to be celebrating Mother's Day without me? I've spent some money on my business class ticket. Is that really the right thing to
to
do?
do. Yeah.
Like, there's just loads. There is
Yeah.
loads. But my go-to is, but what's my purpose? What's my purpose for me
Mm,
as a woman and a person that has been on this earth however many years now? What is my true purpose? And I feel like for me, my purpose is to uplift other people and help them with the tools, whatever it is that I'm building, whether that's me writing a song that hits you and you say, oh my God, I remember that song. I remember exactly where I was. I remember how I felt. Or
yeah.
that's now you picking up Tribe and saying, wow, this is really good. tool for me to help parent my children, and I'm getting really great tips off the newsletter.
Mm,
It's on my socials where one day you see me tearing my hair out saying, I can't stand housework. Who wants to do housework? Like, whatever that is, it's like, it's me being myself and hopefully inspiring someone else that, you know what? I have really shit days too, but it doesn't
mm.
mean I'm going to stop on course to where I'm heading.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Enjoy the moments.
Okay.
Like enjoy it as it happens. Don't look for the next milestone,
Mm,
because when you're in your journey, you are hitting milestones that you never even thought you was gonna hit. But by the time you get there, because it seems like it takes a lifetime, you're
mm,
so focused on the next thing that you don't really like. I'll tell you a quick story. I remember when I was a kid, Michael Jackson concert. I can't remember how old I was, but Michael Jackson had a big concert, and my mum was going, and the neighbor downstairs, we lived in a flat, her and her friend Lorna, they were going to see Michael Jackson, Wembley. I was like, wow, that's amazing. So my mum said, if
yeah,
you're good, you can come. So I was like, I was always good. I was a really good child. So I thought, I'm definitely going. And
yeah.
then the day came, time came, and I just said, bye, see you. The bang, door shut. So I'm thinking, hold on a second. They're
No, I'm
promising.
coming. I've been good.
I went nowhere, Anne Marie. I remember sitting on the stairs, yeah, and I sat there, and I'm not going to get to see Michael Jackson in concert. And I said to myself, do you know what? It's all right anyway, because one day I'm going to perform at Wembley Arena myself. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I said. As a child, I said that. So then
Mm,
fast forward however many decades, I've performed at Wembley Arena twice.
yeah.
And I only realized how amazing that was maybe 10 years after the fact, because in the moment of doing both of those performances, I was so concerned about reaching my next milestone. I didn't
Yeah.
stop to really respect the fact that God gave you that. You got this, you wanted this. This is
Mm,
what you was on the stairs as a
mm,
child. And this is what you've been given. So my advice to my younger self would be make sure that I always stop and just enjoy the accolades as they're happening in real time. Don't wait, you know. And it's
mm.
like when they say about when people pass away, they're like, oh, give them their flowers when they're alive. Yes, absolutely. But not only that, give yourself the flowers when you're,
Flowers,
it
yeah.
could be something so small. Stop and say, do you know what? That's what's up, man. I did that, and it's amazing.
Yeah. So thinking about, as I said, you've got it all going on. As I said, you're a parent, you've got businesses as well. What would you say to people that feel that, they've been a parent, but they haven't chased their dreams, or vice versa, they've chased their dreams, but they've not
Been a parent.
been a parent?
Do you know what? It's a really tough question, and it's really difficult because I'm basically neither of those people.
Exactly.
I'm not someone that didn't have kids, but I'm not the one, and I've chased my dreams. I've kind of like stuck to doing it all. But I think that what is for you will not go by you. Okay.
Mm,
I think that's the number one rule. Like I actually didn't even want kids. That wasn't in my vision, my early
yeah.
vision board. It was more career, 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 career. And I think whatever you get given is for you to learn to adapt and make the best out of your situation. So if you have children and you feel like you've neglected yourself, get help, you know? And when I say get help, it could be as much as getting a therapist to talk through your earlier childhood traumas, or talk through your traumas of being a parent and not understanding why you felt like you've let yourself go. Whatever it is, get the
Mm,
help that you need to get you back on track. Your friends are amazing, but your friends can't give you the tools that you really, really, really need. I've traveled
no.
through therapy. I've traveled through retreats in Bali. I've done breathwork classes. I've done meditation, yoga, Pilates. I've done group sessions. I've done guest speaking. I've had mentorships. I've got business coaches. I've tried everything.
Mm,
Literally, and you have to try everything to work out what works for you. And I know what works for me now. I know if I don't do yoga, I'm going to feel it in myself. I'm going to feel it in my brain. I know if I don't take a moment to be completely still and quiet. Like there's this saying where they're like, no days off, no days off the gym, no days off this, no days off that. That's bullshit. You need
mm.
silence, because if
Yeah, you need to
you
be
need,
peaceful.
you need to be
Then.
at peace. And what happens when you're quiet is yourself will tell you what is the next step. It doesn't come from
Mm,
anyone else. And I think we're in a world of busyness, busy, 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 socials,
yeah.
podcast, this and that. And it's everywhere. TV shows, YouTube shows, like it's just we're inundated with everything. So no one's really
Yeah.
allowing themselves the time to just listen to their actual inner self. Because whatever your religion, there's always time for prayer. There's
Mm,
always time to be quiet. There's always time
mm,
to give thanks and listen and be grateful. And I think if that is practiced every single day, then that will give you a little bit of, I don't know, just a bit of comfort to know that you're going to be on the right track and you're going to know what the next best thing to do is for you. Because the next best thing for me is not going to be the same for you. We're different.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're different.
You're at different stages in your life. You know, as you said, friends can advise you, but yeah, you're on your own path,
Exactly.
basically. My last question. So here at Outlet 10 Discussions, we see my view on it. As you said, we all need that outlet. You know, we need to have a discussion to feel 10 out of 10. When you are, I guess, I don't know, having a moment, bad day, too much going on, what would you say is your outlet?
Housewives, the Real Housewives of any city, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Real Housewives of Dubai, Salt Lake City. I watch the Real Housewives. When I need to zone out, that is what I do. I go and I watch one of my shows, which really just take me out of the place that I'm in into someone else's complete life. It's easy watching. It's not dangerous, it's not dark, it's not murder, it's not got nothing to do with all of the
Yeah,
drudgery shows that are on at the moment. It's just feel good, easy watching that allows me to not look at my phone,
yeah.
not talk to anyone, and just watch something that is just completely so far away from my life that it just gives me a little bit of time to just tap out.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if you can tell. I'm shocked. I didn't think you were going to say that.
I thought you forgot to say I'm gonna go do yoga. I'm gonna go do yoga.
Yes.
I'm gonna meditate. No, 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 no. This is, and that's the. I think that's the fictitious thing about this modern. What this I don't know. Just this life of perfection don't exist. I
Yeah, yeah,
get in
yeah.
my bed. My bonnet's on. Sometimes my friends will call me. I'm like, babes, I'm with the headboard, and they
Yeah,
all know what that means. I'm in bed. crushing out. Just take a minute.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that is
yeah.
personally my go-to. My go-to
No,
medicine.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for your time today.
You're
I've
welcome.
really, really enjoyed it, I must say.
Oh, I'm so
I
glad.
have. I have.
I'm a bit of a
So I'm gonna,
chatterbox.
no, it's fine. I'm gonna put all your stuff as well in our socials. Again, if anybody wants to join, see what you're about, see what you're doing. Obviously, massive good luck
Thank you.
for the new single as well.
Yes, I'll be sending it to you, girl. I'll be sending it to you.
Good, I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. But yeah, thank you for your time today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Amri, and thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you. Bye.